What's up, guys? So, I'm just gonna talk about the whole Charlie Kirk situation. So, as you all know, Charlie Kirk just died. Rest in peace to him, and all the best to his family. Like, my prayers go out to them. Just want to get that out the way. So, as you know, Charlie Kirk just got publicly executed by the fucking Jews. Now, a lot of people are having mixed reaction to this, um, myself included. Like I'm not, overjoyed. I'm not celebrating, although I disagree with a lot of his points. I think a lot of the shit that he was saying was incredibly stupid. And yeah, for the most part, I disagree with him. However, I'm not actively celebrating or, what I'm saying, like, happy he died. Were the things that he was saying about, the children in Gaza and Palestine, how he was, actively advocating for Israel to fully wipe out Palestine from the map? Do I think that was insensitive and, ultimately disgusting? Yeah, because I'm not here to pick sides between Israel and Palestine, but advocating for the death of another nation, advocating for death of innocent people who have nothing to do with it, for example, children, bystanders, grouping up everybody, including the innocents, into just one category of, yeah, these guys are fucking terrorists just because they stand against Israel. I just think that was an extremely uneducated take by him. However, words are just words, you know what I'm saying? I just think that that just sets a whole new, you know, unwritten law, or, it's able to influence the behavior of other people, because now people are seeing, oh shit, this guy who was borderline a political figure just got shot in broad daylight, public execution style, and everybody by the fucking Jews. The fact that this happened, now free speech is not so free, right? It's never been free, but now this is going to do, it's going to influence a lot more people to overreact in a sense and just actively take matters into their own hands, right? Because now people are seeing, oh, I don't like what he's saying, boom, get shot. What is this gonna do? How is this gonna affect the people down the line later in life? Like, could you imagine another political figure is giving out a speech, and an opposing radicalist of the other political party just says, "Nah, fuck that. I don't like what you're saying," and shoots him. At that point, what is the point? What? Like, I get it. People are passionate about politics. They want to support the right wing or left wing, but at this point, it's not about right or left. It's not about, what I'm saying, which political side you want to rule the country. It's it's straight up criminal, right? Because the whole point of this political system, it's they both want the same goal, but different methods of achieving it. If we're just slamming out politicians left and right, people who are just talking freely on the internet left and right, nobody will say anything. Nobody will be ballsy enough, or nobody will have the confidence to speak up about situations like this, because despite what Charlie was saying, there was still a message behind it that could a lot of people could resonate to, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people could relate to the shit he was saying. And they felt like the shit he was saying was really impactful. That changed people's lives, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's extremely fucked up that, like, the worst part for me is his wife and his children would have to go on their days without him, right? You can hate the guy as much as you want, but the fact that his wife, will not have him anymore and their kids will grow up without a father, I don't care what side you stand on, right? No family deserves that shit, right? For someone who didn't do anything criminally wrong, I'm not talking about if it offends you or not, like, grow some balls, man. I'm not talking about if it offends you. If he didn't do anything objectively wrong, he just said shit you didn't fuck with, he do not deserve that shit. He's not a murderer. He's just someone who says stupid shit online. That's really about it. He got done up by the shit that he was lobbying for. Something he was actively campaigning to protect was what brought his death in the end. And I don't know, man. I just think it was, obviously, looking at it in hindsight, nobody deserves to be done like that, but the way he describes these people, like, oh, they're terrorists, they're animals and whatnot, those who oppose Israel or whatever, dude, he should have rolled up with security, man, right? He's speaking out against people who he describes as terrorists and unsophisticated. He should have rolled up with a bit of security, taken a bit more, safety measures. Knows the climate, the political climate in U.S. very well. It still baffles me how he wasn't prepared to face anything like that. Obviously, nobody expects to be shot, but he should know with his message, people will take offense to that. And when you're actively going up against a group of very passionate people about their politics who are willing to kill or attempt to murder presidents, dog, nobody is safe there. He should have rolled up with some sort of protection, man. Now, obviously, I'm speaking in hindsight, just giving a little side piece of opinion. And, in a perfect world, we would not need this, right? Some people will disagree with me and say, you know, oh, he shouldn't have to roll up security because he shouldn't be killed for expressing an opinion. Yeah, that's true. But that is a perfect scenario that we all know will never fucking happen looking at the way the world is moving right now. To me, you can't always apply this, oh, it should never happen or it should have never played out this way. Dude, the world is fucked up, man. I believe people should start taking more like safety measures to it. They should roll up with security. And it's unfortunate that it's come to this, but this is what needs to happen in order for people to continue expressing their opinion freely. Now, I'm also thinking, right, like might come off insensitive, but was this what he was hoping for? Someone who is actively campaigning for Second Amendment rights, even with the knowledge of the school shooting, people dying left, right, and center, and he's still talking about it. Like, do I think he had it coming? Yes and no. I'm not saying he deserved it, but and it was definitely really unexpected. But for someone who actively talks and praises the Second Amendment right as much as he does, he should have, I'm not saying he should have expected to get shot because who wakes up thinking of that? But the way that he went out shouldn't really come off as a big of a surprise to anybody. Obviously, we're all shocked that he died, right? But he was praising the Second Amendment right, man, saying that it was a God given right. So if everybody has it, that just makes it 10 times more dangerous. I don't see what he's so hyped, but I just think the main focus should be on his family at the end of the day, right? To make sure that they're safe and this psychopathic killer or people who are inspired by this amazing action don't go after them, right? Like obviously prayers go out to his family. I hope they recover. Uh, what I'm saying? And it's fucked up because some dumbasses, some retarded trolls will go harass this innocent family. A lot of people celebrating like, dude, this isn't good news because you could get slimed out too. You could get murked for the shit that you be saying by someone who is just extremely pressed and you won't even see it coming, right? You just going up to a 7-Eleven, boom, you get shot because of some internet comment or, a little Instagram story you posted saying some insensitive shit to somebody. But I mean, that's just my thoughts on the situation. Uh, do whatever you want, man. Like to me, he doesn't deserve to be mourned as a hero, in my opinion, because what I'm saying, advocating for the death of children, regardless of your political side, is just fucked up in general. But I don't think he deserves to be laughed at, right? Because it's kind of fucked up at the end of the day laughing at that dead guy. But hey, you do you. By the fucking Jews.